Amid worsening air quality in India's financial capital, Mumbai's wait for one of its key arteries to reopen has just gotten longer. The Mumbai civic body has said that the crucial east-west connector, the Gokhale Bridge, which was likely to open partially on Diwali, will now only open next year. Even with several alternative routes, the commuters on a daily basis face hours of congestion. Mumbai BJP MLA Amit Satam has now taken up the issue with the civic body chief, questioning these delays, alleging lack of competence and planning on part of the BMC. In a strongly worded letter, Satam blamed the BMC's engineers, saying it is baffling that they were not aware of the technical challenges that were involved and kept announcing timelines for reopening the bridge.
Right now, I'm joined with BJP MLA Amit Satam from Andheri. Sir, you have been raising this issue of Gokhale Bridge time and again. Now, yet again, the deadline for this bridge has been pushed. It's now February 15, 2024. You have also written a letter to BMC Commissioner. What do you want to say regarding this?
This clearly shows the callous attitude of the BMC engineers, the bridges department, their complete neglect and ignorance of the ground situation, and they are not serious about their job. There is no program implementation, there is no program management.
So you have also mentioned the fact that engineers are not serious enough and they are just concerned about the contracts being extended. What do you want to say regarding this? Do you think
well, the entire city knows that BMC engineers are just interested in coming out with tender after tender, contract after contract for reasons best known to the whole city. And BMC engineers are known for this. And when it comes to actual program implementation, program analysis, crisis situations, handling ground realities, they are a big flop. So I think it's time that the BMC pulls up its socks and does not take the entire city for a ride.
All right, to talk more on this, I'm joined by guests tonight who have been quite vocal about their concerns on the Gokhale Bridge not reopening. I'm joined by Dhaval Shah. He's the founder of Lokhandwala Oshiwara Citizens Association. And I'm also joined by Zoru Bathena, who's an activist. Good evening. Welcome to both of you. First to you, Dhaval. You have been quite vocal, voicing your concerns about the Gokhale Bridge not reopening. And this is such an unfortunate case of Tariq pe Tariq. It's been happening. November 2022 is when the part of the Gokhale Bridge was closed. And since then, the BMC has just been given dates after dates. And now it's February next year. How frustrated, how angry are you?
Well, I am very angry, but along with me, about 20 lakh more residents of Andheri East and West are also angry along with me, because this is the fourth or the fifth time that the timeline has been extended. The first timeline was May 23, then it got extended to July, August, then Diwali, then Christmas, and now, Valentine's, a day after Valentine's. So, people are just, harrowed with the, kind of crazy amount of time required to travel through the diversion. And in the rainy season, there were a lot of times when the diversions, the alternate routes also were shut down due to waterlogging. And now with the, in the coming months, the students are going to come up with their annual exams with the boards, 10th boards, 12th boards. So we're just hoping that before the boards exam starts, the BMC, can, save up some time of the fresh deadline and can reopen, and there's no further extension. Because this bridge is just not a bridge; it's an artery, jugular vein of, this suburban Andheri region. People from Ville Parle, Andheri, Jogeshwari, everyone uses it. So it's, thousands of commuters, are dependent on this, and due to the diversion in alternate routes, it is creating a mess in not only in terms of time wastage, but also increased cost of commuting, loss of productive hours for office goers. So it's like a colossal loss, and not to mention the worsening air quality thanks to the increased traffic.
Yeah, yeah. Zoru, Dhaval very elaborately mentioned the problems that Mumbaikars face due to the Gokhale Bridge not reopening. Commuters are facing a problem. And like he mentioned, of course, Mumbai also has the air pollution concern now. We already know that 6,000 locations are where constructions are already happening. And one more just adds to this, particularly the fact that more and more vehicles are taking a longer route, people coming out into the narrow roads, taking other routes instead of the Gokhale Bridge that is meant to be taken, connecting various areas of Mumbai. Do you also see, the lack of BMC engineers, who have been in fact accused of not really understanding the kind of challenge they've taken up and not being very fully prepared for it?
Well, this is not the first time they have been building bridges. And first of all, I would like to say that,
Dhaval,
this
this
is
was
not the
for
first time they
Zoru.
have
I'll
built
come
bridges.
back to you.
And I'm saying this is not the first time they have, going to make a bridge. Secondly, they should not give an aggressive timeline only. They first gave a timeline in month of November, December that they want to make it by May 23, one side of the bridge. So, why give false hopes to people when you know it's not going to happen in that timeline? And secondly, they
Okay,
should have,
okay.
kind of a dedicated team for, they have so many, the entire engineering hub is there in Worli. I wonder, why can't they complete projects on time? And I don't remember in recent past any project completing on time. Always there have been, multiple, timeline extensions. Time has come that not only contractors should be, penalized for the delays, but also the department and employees who are responsible for this.
Okay, Zoru, please go ahead. What is your view on this? The fact that BMC needs to be pulled up for this lack of understanding of the kind of, problem they have created.
This Gokhale Bridge issue is definitely a creation of the BMC, and I would say it's a deliberate creation. Let's take right from day one. In the year 2018, when the bridge collapsed, the pedestrian part of the bridge collapsed, where people were walking. This collapsed due to overload of water pipes, electric utilities, etc. Once this collapsed, the entire bridge was audited, and they found that the bridge had three parts to it: entry and an exit, both on municipal land, and the physical bridge over the railway tracks. Everybody found that the bridge over the railway tracks was in good condition. It was well maintained. Suddenly, I think it was in 2022, BMC suddenly got up and decided that to audit the railway bridge and came out with a report saying it was dilapidated. They went to IIT, they went to BJTI, they went to the railways, and all three people said that the bridge over the railway tracks is in good condition, it doesn't need to be shut down. Despite that, BMC shut the bridge over the railway tracks. And after that, one thing after the other has just been, it's just been a joke how they are going about this. They seem to have no clue how to construct bridges, build them over the railway track, and they have all the expertise, all the knowledge to do it, but that the intentions of BMC are always different to what the city really needs, and this is the problem. It's not only Gokhale Bridge, it's our roads, it's our gutters, it's our sewage lines, it's our water lines, it's everything about the city. BMC's intentions are malified. This is the problem.
Can I also ask you, Dhaval, today Aditya Thackeray has also tweeted out saying that nothing is being done and this problem persists. But has the government really done anything? We are, of course, talking about the BMC here, but has the state government intervened and said something, done something about it over these past year?
Actually, the Chief Minister, Mr. Shinde, has visited this bridge, and all the high-ranking officials, the municipal commissioner, cities, the guardian minister, you name it, and the people have come and visited. And in spite of that, of such high-ranking officials, and elected representatives coming, member of parliament, you name it, and everybody has come. And in spite of that, there is so much delay. It's really, baffling us that uh, that the contractor is, able to pull out, so much extra time. In spite of the continuously missing deadlines, five deadlines, fifth time the deadline is extended is really shocking. And after the press is involved, every month there are 2 3 articles on this bridge, and still this kind of extensions are really shocking. It's really just tarik pe tarik, and people are burning precious fuel, time, money. Monthly budgets are going for a toss. It's really appalling.
Help me also understand, Dhawal, the alternate route that people have to take instead of the Gokhale Bridge. Uh, does that add to your woes? Is it a longer route? Is it, is it a route that can take the overload of vehicles that will now, that have been now, redirecting themselves into interior roads instead of the Gokhale Bridge?
Alternate routes are There are two alternate routes. One is the Andheri subway, and another is the Captain Vinayak Gore flyover. Andheri subway is in Andheri, but Captain Vinayak Gore flyover is in Ville Parle. And both these alternate routes are very very narrow. It's like a single lane road for Andheri subway, and same is the case with the Captain Vinayak Gore bridge. It is a single lane, west to east, east to west. Single vehicle can go, single vehicle can come from east to west, so that the alternates cannot handle the excess load of Gokhale Bridge. It is just, currently we have no alternative, so people are using the alternates. But, it is in peak hour, it is complete mayhem. People avoid, using these alternate routes, and they prefer going on a staggered fashion so that they can avoid getting stuck up in traffic. In rainy season, I remember, people, getting stuck in traffic for 2 hours. So, and these alternates are the access roads, and from west to east and east to west, the access roads to the alternates are also very narrow and cannot handle the the kind of diverted traffic.
Hmm. Zoru, the Gokhale Bridge was the first experiment in the country to lower a girder from a height of 7.5 meters. That was their first experiment, which was supposed to be done by BMC, which is usually not done with girders on bridges. In your understanding, does the BMC have engineers who have the technical expertise to do this, or they've just been delaying it because there is a lack of expertise? Because that's what the allegation is, that they've not been able to understand how to go about this whole thing.
And when the tender was floated in the month of November 22, I think at that time also they were aware
Dhawal,
that
I'll come
what
back
needs
to
to
you.
be done.
I'll first go across to Zoru. Zoru, please go ahead.
Sure. I'm sure BMC knows that they have to complete the bridge before they start it. So it can't be that they decide to build a bridge and then decide how to put it in place. It can't be possible. But in Mumbai, I think there is an identical bridge to Gokhale Bridge being installed right now at Vidya Vihar station, I think it is, and done by the same contractor, identical bridge, and it has already crossed the railway tracks. So any stories that they give for Gokhale Bridge, they just need to go back to see what they did there and follow the same thing here. These are all stories given by BMC, only excuses. Why? I don't know. As I said, they're just a bunch of. Let's be polite.
Okay. Dhawal, go ahead. Please make your point. You wanted to say something on this.
I just was saying that when they started, drafted the tender in year 2022 and last 2 months in November, they were aware that what needs to be done to lower the girder. So it's not a new thing which has just sprung up that they were not aware of. So why suddenly find a company and further delay the timeline that this girder needs to be loaded, lowered by 7.5 meters? They were aware from the first day that this needs to be done. So pre-planning has to be there, that in the month of example November we have to lower, so we have to find some agency or some company about 6 months in advance that who is capable of doing this. When you go to a wedding, like example, a bride and groom go to the wedding, before that they finalize a priest. You don't finalize a priest after you go reach the venue. So this is really surprising that after the deadline is coming closer, reveal, slowly reveal in bits and pieces that this needs to be done. That's why there's a delay. All the information on this should be transparently declared from day one. That it cannot be done in 6 months. It will have to be done in 1 year. But why it's like a slow poison. First give timeline of 5 months, then 3 months, then 3 months, then 3 months. Every 3 months they want an extension. Instead of that, they should be transparent that this is the amount of time it will be taken, and not reveal information on piecemeal basis. This is leading to frustration amongst residents that they are not honest in their approach.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, it's not like suddenly this thing has opened up that first time in entire India's history, 7.5 meters the girder has to be lowered.
Okay, so then quickly let me ask the both of you, what is the solution then? Because we have been seeing dates after dates being given now. Of course, we've got a new date by the BMC. If that happens, great. But we'll have to see if that happens in February next year when BMC has said that it's going to finally reopen the bridge. But what's the solution really? Dhaval, starting with you.
The solution is that each company, like in any company, there are project management heads which manage certain projects, and if you don't perform, you are not only penalized for it, but your incentives, your promotion, everything is impacted. Similarly in BMC, the contractor has to be penalized severely. On per day penalty has to be levied for the delay, and also the employees from the BMC who are handling the project should also be facing the brunt for the delays. Unless until they themselves face the brunt, this is going to continue for decades. This kind of delays and apathy to citizens, woes is going to continue. So the buck has to stop, and accountability has to be brought in. Otherwise, we'll continue such talks will continue that about delays and citizens getting impacted.
Zoru, what about you? What do you think is the way ahead now?
I think BMC needs to be honest that this bridge needs to be resolved. It needs to be built. Somebody needs to take the initiative and do a honest day's job to get it done. They're just not bothered, and I don't know how to make people in authority.
But well, they have been saying that they've taken the initiative. Unfortunately, they've been taking the initiative again and again and again, and now we have a new date for that initiative, which is February 2024.
As I said, the starting point of this bridge is dishonest. So they came up with one story to justify its demolition. They had to then make another story of a date. Then they changed their story, made it a new date. Now they're giving a new story that they have some system of lowering it. These are all stories because this is a bridge across a railway track. It's not something unique. There are thousands and thousands of them all over India, few dozens in Mumbai. I mean, we're talking of a bridge. I mean, not some rocket to the moon. So these are just excuses given by BMC until somebody is honest enough that I want, or takes the charge that I want to solve this problem and I want to do it honestly. Till then, nothing's going to happen. That's my view.
Okay, can I also ask the both of you, is this the case only specifically with Gokhale Bridge, where we're seeing delay after delay, postponement after postponement, or is it, true for other infrastructure as well in Mumbai? Dhaval?
I'll give you a very close analogy for this. Just ahead of Gokhale, when you go towards more further north, there is another bridge extension which has been stuck since a decade. It's called the Balasaheb Thackeray flyover. So that flyover has been made since almost more than a decade, and the extension is stuck since a decade. So delays is not something new in BMC's dictionary. It is kind of the first word in their dictionary, delays. And in the same timeline, since they started making this in the year of 2018, MTHL, there is a Mumbai Trans Harbour Link, over the sea, several kilometers, I think 10, 15 kilometers, I don't know how long it is. They have fully finished that MTHL, and it's now going to be available for opening very soon, which is an engineering marvel. So when you compare engineering marvel to something as basic as a couple of 100-meter bridge, is really they should get a wake up call that this is not, they're not building something
And
which is
what explains
engineering
this
marvel. It's a
contrast
simple bridge.
then? What's so specific about Gokhale Bridge that they're not able to do, the BMC, the engineers there, when you have such technological engineering marvels there a few meters ahead of the Gokhale Bridge? What's the problem in this case?
Intent.
There's nothing to do with Gokhale Bridge. It's to do with every single bridge in Mumbai. Whatever BMC touches, they spoil it. They don't fix it. This is the issue with our city.
Okay. Let me also go across to my colleague Abhishek, who is right there. Let me connect with him and talk to him about what the latest is happening right there. Abhishek, good evening. We've got another date. We've got a new date for the reopening of the Gokhale Bridge. This time it's February 2024. You're right there, I believe. Get us what is happening there. Also, if you could talk to people, if there are people there, what they really feel about this.
Definitely, Mumbaikars are left to lurch now because, no one is there to listen their voice, because we have constantly done a campaign on this and we still stand where we have left it earlier. I would like to show you, construction is still going on, and this is the condition right now of the Gokhale Bridge. You can clearly visible, and we no one can imagine, or we can even think that this would be operational in Diwali, which is in next 2 weeks. That was promised earlier by BMC. And in last 2 days, there was an important meeting by the BMC commissioner himself, and making a point that there will be a further delay of now it will be opened next year in the month of February. And you can imagine, because this is the most important bridge. I'll show you around, because this is the area. Now these vehicles which are going will have to go all the way from this road and will have to take the subway, and which gets most congested in the evening, making it very difficult for the Mumbaikars who are traveling from east to west. It's not just a travel of east to west, but it's a very important bridge which connects to the Western Express Highway, which goes towards South Mumbai, connecting many important corporates in Bandra and the Mantralaya and the important ministries in the South Mumbai. So it's a very important bridge, and what we get is date after date, blame game within the BMC, the Indian Railways. There are many stakeholders involved in this, but at the end of the day, after we have run a relentless campaign on this entire thing, but we still stand at that phase that, we are not able to at least open a single road that was promised by the BMC, at least in the Diwali, but now it has again pushed back in February 2024, and that will be more headache. We have seen how in the entire rainy season, it was so difficult to manage the traffic in the evening. And as I speak, it is in the evening hours. There are 2 to 3 diversions which are completely jam-packed at this given point of time, causing headache to Mumbaikars who are traveling from east to west or west to east. And this is a bridge which can give important relief to the Mumbaikars, but they are still left in lurch, just counting the dates when things will turn around and when they will get to use this bridge. And most importantly, the residents which are staying around are suffering from day and night, because they have to travel all the way to the diversions which are taking them 10 times more time to travel to the other part, whether it is east to west or west to east. So definitely it is date after date. On the other side, we've also seen politics being played around this. BJP MLAs accusing BMC. At the same time, Aditya Thackeray is pointing fingers at BMC that why is it delayed further, like similar bridges in Mumbai. So definitely on one side politics is being played, but we raise the voice for Mumbaikars, and why further delay. BMC should answer and get the thing sorted, because we are the taxpayers, Mumbaikars are paying the tax, and we should not face this havoc every day of traffic conjunction. And this is a most important bridge connecting west to east and other parts of Mumbai. So definitely BMC should wake up and at least give a final timeline for the Mumbaikars without delaying it further. Back to you.
All right, Abhishek, thanks very much for getting us the latest from the Gokhale Bridge. Zoru and Dhaval, I'll come back to you. You know, we just saw the visuals that Abhishek got for us from the Gokhale Bridge, and from the likes of it, clearly it couldn't have been finished till Diwali. Diwali is just round the corner, and in just a few days, clearly those visuals reflect the fact that the work wouldn't have been finished till Diwali, but February 2024 is the new date which has been given. Quickly, before I wrap this discussion up, do you think by then we will have the Gokhale Bridge reopened? Zoru?
We Mumbaikars live in hope.
All right, all right. Well, that hope has been continuing, Zoru, for 1 year now. Hopefully that hope will be fulfilled by next year, February. Dhaval, quickly the last word to you, and then I'm going to wrap this discussion up.
Along with hope, because this is such a thing, it's like a jugular vein for the residents. 10 lakh in Andheri West, 10 lakh in Andheri East. So about 2 million people depend on it. So along with hope, people are going to gun after them for a constant update. So there is no further delays. So what we expect from BMC is further clarity. And I hope Mr. Chahal, shares, kind of fortnightly updates on it. That's what, and we hope the press, does not leave this topic and, keeps a hawk's eye on this.
Yeah. So clearly, as Zoru said, hope is the word we are encashing upon right now. Let's see if February next year we will see the Gokhale Bridge reopen. Dhaval Shah and Zoru Bathena, thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us this evening and sharing your thoughts on the new date, another date that has been given now for Gokhale Bridge's reopening. Thank you very much.
See you again in February, Shreya.